Hey, happy Fun Fold Friday, everyone. This card is so cool. So my friend Katie Jo ordered this card for her daughter's birthday, and I turned it into a tri-fold magic slider card. So it's actually 2 fun folds in one. It's super cool, and I freaking love how it turned out. So her daughter is like spunky and not typically like the norm, like princess, oh, ooh la la. She's like got an attitude and she's really cool. And anyways, so she was telling me this whole list of things, and she's like, I don't want just a regular card like, oh, I love you so much, happy birthday. She wanted it to be real and true to her and honest to her daughter and her daughter's personality and their relationship. And so she gave me all of these ideas to use, and I actually made her own private YouTube video. It was like a 30-minute video of me showing off all my cool stamps. I loved it. I showed her like a billion stamp sets and some sayings and stuff, and she picked a lot of them. So I was like, oh, I got to make this a really cool big card, and I've got to make it like a joke card, but sincere. So I was like, if I do a magic slider element, I can make it like princessy on the outside. Oh, my princess, happy birthday. But then it turns out to be like a punk princess. And on the inside, it has all the phrases that she wants. It turned out really cool. So she said that her daughter looks like Aurora. So that's the princess I went with. And I was using my Ink Road stamp set. And they're punk princesses. So they have tattoos and attitude. And I freaking love it. So that was me stamping the reveal part of the card, and then also the plastic part that makes it like the real pretty princess versus the tattooed princess. And so I had to cut out a mask out of my mint tape. It's like washi tape, but it doesn't really stick. And that way I could go ahead and do like an outline in the ink you saw there. Her favorite color is purple, so I wanted to give it like a purple halo effect. And so I used my distressed oxide inks for that, which means I used my microglaze to seal that in. Then I peel off that, and look, you reveal the color, and you can see all the tattoos, and it's super cool. Oh, and I love it. And then I'm just using glue dots to attach the 2 top corners because we do want to have that separated. And then, of course, here comes the 5-inch double-sided tape from Amazon. I have that in my link tree in my profile. If you guys click on that, you can find it on Amazon and get your own. It's worth every penny, I'm telling you. And I got to bring out my odds and ends ribbon box. I don't think you guys have ever seen that before. That's where I keep all of my fun ribbon. And I wanted it to be really princessy on the outside, so I wanted to use like pretty frilly princessy ribbon. So I got my giant hole punch, and I punched the 2 holes in the sides up there. And then I'm just looping that ribbon through. And then I wanted to tie it in like a little door hanger type knot, so you could pull it up out of the card without it pulling the paper and ripping it. That's why I did those 2 little purple tabs. And then this is me just cutting the card and the mechanisms and getting that all ready. That's the card, that's the inner mechanism. And so for the inner mechanism, you have to cut this little groove out, and that's where the magic part comes from. You separate the 2. And so you have the not tattooed princess on the outside, and then the colorful tattooed one on the inside. And you put your little stopper there and slide it up, and it reveals it. Isn't that cool? I saw that technique and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. It was just perfect. And then I was like, okay, well, Aurora lives in a castle. Well, she goes back to the castle. She was born there. So I did castle walls and a beautiful cloud sky for the background panel. And don't worry about the middle part. That gets cut out. So I wasn't worried about the layering. And I had to make extra clouds to give it like a 3D effect, and some beautiful grass. Because you know me, I'm bougie, I'm extra. I gotta make it look really cool. And then I needed to tape the back, but I didn't want to tape where we were cutting out, so I etched around the die that I felt, and that way I could just slap that on there, but not have tape right there when I need to cut the die. And I used a scrap paper as a shim in order to really impress that down into the 2 layers of paper there. This is me just putting the tape on the back so I can take that inside the card. So I just layered it with the window and then slapped it down. And now I'm taping the inside of the card so I can layer the front piece there, but keep the top open so the slider mechanism still pops out the top. And then, boom, the reveal. Isn't that really cool? And then this is me just decorating everything. And it was so fun talking to Katie Jo about her daughter, and she was telling me all this cool stuff and how she just admires her, and she's a great mom, and she's just an awesome person all around. And I was like, oh, you can totally tell that she loves her to death. And she's like, she would absolutely hate like a princess card. I'm like, oh, we got to do that. We got to troll her. How fun would that be? And then turn it into an actual like punk card to match her fun personality. And she's like, oh, that sounds cool. So yeah. So this is going to be the trifold mechanism on the inside. I did like the white with the clouds and the pretty princess on the outside. Then I did like black and purple for the inside. And I thought that was really cool because it's the stark contrast between the two. And then here's me using my tape again and just getting that all layered inside. And there you go. And there's the trifold. So it's like a pop out, I don't know, technique. But I did have a little bit of sticky stuff. So I used my baby powder and just got rid of that. And here's me cutting out some of the panels that are going to go on the inside of the card. And of course, I need to decorate those. They can't just be plain white papers. I always go the extra mile. I just love it. I love spoiling my friends and everyone that orders. I just love it. I have so much fun creating these cards, you guys. It literally brings me joy. So that was just me inking up designs. And then I had all this leftover ink. I'm like, ooh, let's make a fun like splatter panel for the envelope, because that would be really fun to put on like a black envelope. So I did the purple splatters, dried it in between, then did the black splatter paint. And there's all the phrases that she chose, all those stamps. That's why I sped through this part, because it was a lot. And I absolutely loved every one of them. And I did have to switch out some of the words, but it's fine. It all worked out. So there's panel 1, panel 2, and panel 3. Panel 2 is the one where she actually writes her message. That's why it's just blank on the middle part of that. That's for the envelope to a wicked cool daughter. A wickedly cool daughter. So I'm only doing the glaze on the outsides of the one where she writes her message, but on the other ones I did the glaze all over the entire panel. And then of course I got to use my double-sided tape, get that all sticky and ready to go. Absolutely love this stuff. So that's one where she would write her message. Sorry, I just love the way this sounds. I love the ASMR on this stuff. So there's 3 inside panels. And then I wanted to decorate that little flat piece so it wasn't just so bleh. And of course my logo. And then I had to make the matching envelope. And I wanted a really thick cardstock because this was a heavier card. And so that's why I had to use 2 hands to punch those corners, because it is thick. I think it's like 130 pounds. Usually I'm using 65 to 85 pound cardstock. So yeah, this was thick. And I always like to fold the middle. It gives it a nice touch. And then I did the matching design on the outside panel, so it's cohesive and brings it together. And here's the finished product. To a wickedly cool daughter. Then you pull it out. It's like, oh, princess, happy birthday, princess. Oh, so beautiful. What the heck is this card, Mom? What the? I can't believe you would. Oh, cool. And that says, LOL, JK, I love you. So she knows that the outside is just a joke and we're just trolling her. Oh. And you got the cool tatted up princess that looks like her daughter. I even made sure to get like the dirty blonde hair. And then you can pause to read these. But these are fun. And that's where she writes her message. More fun phrases that she picked out. And then the trifolds up into an A2 size card, which is standard US. And there you go. What do you guys think? And here's the pictures. Kind of get the close-up shots. This one was hard to figure out, but really fun to execute. I had a blast. Thank you, Katie Jo. I love you, girl. And I love all of you. Have a good day. Love you. Bye.